So the ban TikTok debate is obviously a loaded topic, probably more than I can cover in this video, but I want to touch on a couple of things from a person that has a lot of experience in this specific area. I've been building websites and studying everything internet for 20 years, starting with GeoCities websites way back in the day, drag and drop, to writing HTML code in a notepad. Eventually moving to Adobe Dreamweaver and HTML snippets, eventually into CSS, cascading style sheets, then to more dynamic web platforms like WordPress, PHP, jQuery, and the rest. I've built over 1,500 websites totaling over $1 million in sales, so I know what I'm talking about. TikTok is a string of a variety of different codes and scripts that interact with one another. It's essentially a website packaged into something referred to as a web application. A web application, or more commonly known as an app, is just something that fits a specific set of parameters, much like if you were to say, hey, I'm going to build a car. Well, it has to have 4 doors, it has to have 4 tires. A web application, a cell phone app, is nothing more than a website packaged in a certain way so that it can be delivered and say, it's like, here's the button that you press that opens the door, here's the button that you press that turns the gas on to go, here's the button that you press to start. For lack of a better term, it's essentially just a website. That website or that cluster of code is delivered through one of 2 platforms, the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store, which serves those applications on the 2 primary operating systems run by Google and Apple. It's like building a program that would exist on an Apple PC or exist on a Microsoft PC. You build it so that it fits the parameters and can be run by that specific operating system, but it's essentially just a website, a string of codes that interacts with one another from different files. Your phone has a variety of different pieces of information stored on it, like photos, videos, biometric data that you use to scan your thumbprint in, and the rest. It also has a web browser on it that tracks your behavior on certain web applications. Just like a computer, just like a normal website. So the difference between a traditional web application, like what you would access on your desktop computer, and what you access on a TikTok application is essentially the same thing for the most part. If you choose to opt in with your own free will, it can access things like your location, like your biometric data, so you can make it easier for you to log in. It can access the photos and videos on your device so that you can upload them to the platform. You choose to allow them to do that, just as easily as you could choose to not use the application at all altogether. The information and behaviors that you willingly give TikTok access to on your phone are intended to make your interaction with the application more easier and more efficient and have access to more features inside it. But there are a variety of different security settings and things that you could disable or not use the app altogether. So you choose to use it and you choose to accept these certain terms. That's what you're allowing. When you're inside an application, any app, TikTok and any other, can track your keystroke behavior, the pages that you visit, how much time you spend on each page or on each section of that site, what you send to people in direct messages or how you interact with the app, what you search, what you type in, what you comment. And any and all applications on your phone are already tracking this, including every other social media app. This is how they learn about you. This is how they mitigate risk, identify abuse, make the quality of the app and the app experience better, and ultimately get more people to continue coming back to it. It's their business model. You access these platforms for free, which means that you are the product, which means how you behave allows them to advertise or allow advertisers to advertise to you. You are giving them data about your behavior, and they essentially build a profile of your character. Adult male, specific age, in this location, that goes to these types of pages, that interacts with car content or music or dance music or like saxophone, or maybe listens to Christian rock, or who knows. All of these things allow them to target specific advertisements to you that you would be more likely to interact with, and it makes the advertisements less expensive for the people that are buying them because they're targeting people that they know are already interested. This allows them to have more effective advertisement and sell-through. So they send an ad, it goes to a person like you, they don't spend a lot of money to reach you, and then you make a transaction, so you keep buying ads. They have to compete with every other place in the world that you can buy advertisements. They're competing with any other advertiser that's trying to figure out who you are. They're not so worried about your name, but they want to know generally what your profile is and the specifics of how to advertise to something that you might like. It's not like they're specifically spying on you individually. They are just aggregating data to create a profile of you and what you like to engage with so that they can formulate specific advertisements that are likely to have you click through and make a purchase. Now, yes, in theory, by giving anybody access to this data, whether it be any of the thousands upon thousands of websites that you visit on a daily basis, to your cell phone, to any of your other location movements, like the trackers that are in your car or on your desktop computer or on the computer that you have at work or whatever, all of these things are actively building a profile of you. And I don't think it's inherently bad. Now, there's other things that have a huge amount of data about you, like, I don't know, the bank. When I was a bank teller, I could go and look at your transactions. I could pull them up so that I could give you quality service. You have to be willing to reveal a certain amount of access to the employees of that company so that you can interact with that business. So yes, technically, I could pick a guy that showed up at the bank and I could look at his checking statement 6 months ago. I could do that because I'm an employee of the bank. It's kind of like if I worked at CVS and every Wednesday you came in with rubbers and looking to purchase rubbers and lube. Your transaction history is there. It's there to your credit card companies, your bank account. Lots of these companies have a data profile of you and the things that you do. It's just part of the game. So any of these companies, international, American, or otherwise, can already look into your profile. And you better believe that Google, Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, all of these companies, including all of your credit card companies and every bank that you interact with, your credit agencies, they have a very detailed profile of every single thing you've ever bought ever for your entire life, your entire financial history, how much you owe on your house, how much you make in income. And then every other web application and every other social media company, especially ones that have international investors that are all over the world, that may be in China and a variety of other countries, all of this stuff is there. So you're going to somehow isolate TikTok and say that TikTok suddenly has more access than any of these other ones? They all have access. Then it's like, oh, well, that data can be accessed by Gine. You know how many other companies have investors in Gine? You know how many access points they have? Probably in thousands of other data points that interact with you on a daily basis. They already have that. And you know who else has unfettered access to that? A la Edward Snowden. I don't know, your overlords. They already know everything. In, out, up, down, left and right, tracking it, all that behavior, all your cell phone data, every text message you sent, every phone call that you took. There's voice recognition data that could track every single word that I say on here, every phone call that you make, every single thing that you type in and delete. But yeah, let's just isolate TikTok specifically. Everybody's so clueless. They totally forget that these things are web applications. They're modifiable. It's not like you build a stadium and then you have to blow out a certain doorway or whatever to block a certain entrance. You can just change lines of code. So if they were really so concerned about the access to specific nefarious actors, why wouldn't they just say, you can't access these specific points of data? You don't need to ban TikTok to do that. You would just put in certain parameters, like you can't have access to biometric data unless it's asked for or prompted every single time. You can't have access to images unless the application is actually open and they choose and select which one of those images. You don't have access to the text that's being read unless they willingly choose to do it every single time. You could come up with any series of parameters or rules that they could follow, that all social media applications would have to follow, that you could get to without banning TikTok. But no, people don't ever want to read things. They don't want to do any research. They don't want to understand with any depth of understanding why something happens. They didn't even read the bill. They think it's just about banning TikTok. They didn't even look at the unfettered access and control they would have over your internet data for the rest of your life. But everybody's so clueless and brainwashed that they'll be so clear and aware and awoken to all the different things and ways that they're screwing us, and they'll just be like, no, you're siding with the TCP. You don't even know what you're talking about. The exact same thing that we laugh about what they do to the sheep out there, to the NPCs, is what they're doing to you. They're emotionally manipulating you based on certain buzzwords, and now you agree with Crenshaw and you agree with all these D whatever state, R loser, old bag demon. People need to understand that it's not Big Daddy Gov's responsibility to stop you from getting bullied. It's not their responsibility to protect you and save you from any and all things. Because if you start forcing your overlords to come in and do the job of a parent or a responsible adult, then you might as well give them access to absolutely everything. People don't even understand the parallels between this app being banned and all the other things that you don't want banned. Now, I'm not here shilling for the CCP. I got thousands of pieces of content to prove it. You can see my track record. I'm just trying to help people understand that you don't know what you don't know. And if you didn't look into this and you don't understand with any depth, stop squealing for Daddy Gov to help you. Oh, the bureaucracy suddenly wants to save you. The centralized, overbearing power structure, they want to save you now? They're here to protect you. They can't help you from the border. They can't help you from Fenty. They can't help you from the mysterious virus that's floating around in the air. You have to sit in a bubble at home and cry in a pit of despair and have your business stolen, but they're here to protect you. I'm here from the bureaucracy. I'm here to save you. Really? You're gonna go and believe that now again? Oh, now they're here to save you? Like, bro, where have you been, my friend? But Dan Crenshaw and Chuck Grassley can't help a person from swimming over the Rio Grande and breaking into the interior and living here and committing crimes, but they're gonna prevent you from the big bad CCP? Give me a break. Everybody's got a 5-foot memory and a 50-foot wide mouth. You have no depth of understanding of what you're talking about, and you're squealing for them to take away more of your rights. You're clueless. They don't want to protect you. They want to control you. They want to run you into the ground for any and always. But yeah, literally remain clueless, guys, because they have to protect you from algorithms that are going to show you information that you don't want to see. Well, are they going to protect you from that on the internet? Are they going to protect you from information that you shouldn't see, like misinformation? Are they going to do that on television and all the scam companies that sell you on television? They couldn't protect you from FTX, which was more than obvious, and everybody got bamboozled, but they're going to protect you from this. You're clueless. They can't protect you from Jeffrey Poopstain. They can't protect you from Bernie Madoff for 30-something years. They can't protect you from FTX. They can't protect you from Jim Cramer. They can't protect you from sugar, high fructose corn syrup, GMO foods, none of that. And you're going to stand out there and say that we deserve to be free and open and power back to the people, and then you're going to turn right back around and beg them to take more of your power away because you disagree with this individual specific thing, and you're being emotionally manipulated by the people on TV that tell you, oh, they're coming to turn your kids. Yeah, maybe they are, but who else isn't? Just like anything, these proposed solutions are non-solutions. They only make things worse. But go ahead, guys, keep getting brainwashed again and again. You learn nothing. And then go and find your favorite creator on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and slide into their DMs and comment about how, oh, you turned. I thought you were better than this. I thought you don't even know what you're talking about. Ban TikTok, ban 2A, ban speech, ban misinformation, ban health, ban education, ban basic freedom and understanding of the world. Yeah, ban everything. Freedom ain't free. Freedom costs $1.05. You're manic. You're spiraling. You don't know what you're talking about. Don't at me. I don't care.